Atlanta, Georgia. Well, our new mayor decided, what was it, 80 acres they acquired, and decided they were going to build a big police training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody protesting and stuff, and somebody got killed over there.
Really? I know we had people apprehended, but I didn't know anyone got killed.
30-something, I think, apprehended. Somebody got killed.
What's weird to me, because it's not that far from that, you would think that the protester would be a lot of people of color, but it's a lot of white foreigners. So I'm like,
well, that's what they claiming. They people from outside. They're outsiders.
Well, I'm just looking at all the pictures of the ones that are apprehended. So I'm like, what do they know? They don't, man.
Save the trees and stuff.
Well, they shouldn't be throwing those type of weapons if they're talking about saving the trees, because the stuff those guys are throwing, like they burned down a bulldozer. Like, I don't know what kind of cocktail weapon, Molotov, whatever you call those things. The one they threw the other week actually stuck to that bulldozer, and it continued to burn, and that was still like.
Yeah, well, you hit the fuel tank, you pretty much got it.
But why are they going through so much trouble on stopping this? Like, it's two black people that I saw that they apprehended. That was two black men. The rest are all white foreigners. None of them had an American last name. None of them.
Well, the people that are raising all the hell, supposedly they raising hell because it was a green span or green band. It was someplace where you ain't supposed to bother the trees or bother the wild trees. Area or something.
So where is it? It's in the
they
city of Atlanta?
Yeah, it's in DeKalb County. Gosh, if you went down Memorial,
they call it the Green Belt.
Yeah, if you went down Memorial and then kind of crossed over the Cove, there's like a little part over in there, and they like cleared out everything. And they started it months ago. I'm talking about when they came in, I'm like, what in the world are they building? Then I found out what they're building. But just for the area of town, that side of town, you don't see that many Caucasians just in that part of the cab. So I'm just like, what do they know and why they're so protesting? Now, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of trees over there. When I say they cleared it out, they cleared it out. But yeah. I just understand what the big deal on why like they don't want this thing to be built. Because you can't say the trees. I'm just saying, like those trees are gone. So I don't understand why they have that type of weaponry.
When I see these kinds of protests, man, I'm gonna tell you what comes to my mind. I guess because I'm just so radical. You look at all the unarmed black folk that have died at the hands of the police.
Right.
Over the last couple of years.
Right.
3-4 years.
And they march.
And then you got this kind of outrage over some damn trees.
That's my point. What do they know?
I made a point when Tyree Nichols got killed. If that had been a dog.
Oh, they would have lost their mind.
They would have lost their mind. So all this raising hell about the trees, I understand you being concerned about the environment and stuff, but the shit is so inhumane to me that you can overlook all of the case after case after case. Boy got killed yesterday by the sheriff's deputies in somewhere, 8 of them. But you raising this much hell about somebody chopping down a tree.
But DC, why protest now? When I say the clearing has been for months, and I didn't hear nothing about construction workers under attack or not. It's kind of like as soon as they realized what it was going to be is where the attack come from. But
it's too late now. The trees are gone.
That's my point.
They trees anyway.
But my thing is, if you care so much about the trees, you had a better shot of attacking the construction workers and before they fenced it off, because I remember before they fenced it off, if you so care about the trees. But it seemed like the moment they knew that it was going to be like this cop training facility, these foreign white people have come from out of nowhere. Now they said it's the trees, but I'm like, what do they know? It's gotta be, because they putting too much effort and risking too much. I mean, like there are police officers out there and they didn't mind protesting and throwing stuff, that exploded and stuff. So I'm just saying, like, if you were against the trees, they should have done that months ago when they cleared it out.
I'm just talking about people's priorities. How can you be that disenfranchised with the system? Because trees are dying. Mm-hmm. And then unarmed black folk dying at the hands of the police, and you don't see this kind of uproar.
And they'll still find some of us to say that there's no racism. And then don't get me wrong, you know.
Anybody that says there's no racism about anything in America is a racist.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, we need the police officers, because believe you me, that little incident I saw at Harper Airport where them dudes about to fight, and that dude put that taser on him.
I'm not saying we don't need, and I'm not saying when they say defund the police,
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
They're not saying get rid of the police department.
Right.
It's all propaganda, man. When they talk about woke, and who the hell could be against the basic concept of woke, which is stay woke?
They hijacking that word, boy. These white people have hijacked that. The woke culture. Wait.
Woke.
No, they trying to put us to sleep.
Ron Dishonest from Florida just going ape shit.
Yeah, he done found a new word.
The hell with woke. Like, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
He done found a new word. He don't know what to do.
He riding that, bro.
No, he loves that word because he knows it's a term of endearment for black people.
It's a term, right?
Man, they trying to make it like it's a political party.
Anti quote unquote woke is a term of endearment for white supremacy and racism.
But they trying to turn it into a political party, like the woke culture.
The woke culture.
Yeah, like they're literally trying to turn the word in terminology woke into a political party.
Maybe I'm missing something.
You know what?
The governor
What is y'all's interpretation? What's your
if you just
interpretation of
woke,
woke?
period, you're just a political. They trying to turn it into a political party.
Right.
Like,
But basically, that's a party that ain't down for neither Democrat or Republican.
No, they usually mention it with Black Lives Matter and
stuff
woke.
like that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You can't be woke and still be Democrat.
I disagree with that.
I ain't gonna say-
don't know what the hell you talking about.
I disagree with you on
You
that.
can't be woke and still be with the same political parties. The woke, it got to be a separation.
Why I can't be a woke Democrat?
They don't look at it like
I'm
that.
just saying, it ain't that type of woke. It's a barely wokeness.
Yeah, they.
All right, I'm
like,
talking about
it ain't the type of woke that we like. They just have taken the word and trying to make their own
I'm about to
political
say.
party.
They tried to demonize the word
Yes.
and make it as though it's some radical.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
It's some radical.
That if you're
party.
woke, then you're aggressive. You are against the Republicans. You're against capitalism and all that stuff like
Now,
that.
who the hell could say that about
the biggest thing they
just
say
the
that they're
term?
That's not even what being woke is about.
You
so.
know that, and I
Right.
know that, but
Yeah, I
if you
know
watch
that.
the news,
Yeah.
they changing
but
it though.
the governor in Virginia
but
is
they're
even
afraid of
jumping
woke
on the
people
woke
because woke
thing
people want to
with
move
the
on with their
whole
life and do something
schooling
better.
thing and
And they don't want us
just
to
the
do
whole
better.
thing.
Right.
That's
He's
your
falling behind
understanding of
for it.
woke bullhead is what?
They want, for me, being woke is being aware of what's going around in your surroundings. And
Right.
they don't
Right,
want
woke.
you, right, and they don't want you to know where you came from and all that. So they're trying to stop it again. And, I tell people this happens in like every 100 years. This happens.
I don't even know if
Look at
they
history
care
of the
about that
United
now.
States.
There's some of them that's trying to stop it, but the rest of them, they just trying to turn it into a political party and
I
make
think-
it demonized like that. If you woke, then you are against like Republicans, Democrats. Like they're literally trying to turn
Hey man,
a woke word
it's
into a
nothing but
Democrat, into a
white
political party.
supremacy,
Yeah.
and they're looking for something to group people who are not racist together. That's why it's gonna be very interesting to see dishonest, the Florida governor, who it appears now is going to be going up against Donald Trump. It's going to be very interesting
Trump's gonna
because,
win,
as
man.
I've said before, I've never seen two races who couldn't come together on anything. Usually, if two races are at odds, if both of them agree that they're racist, they can work everything else out.
Yeah, but Trump's
I've
gonna,
never seen
Trump's
two
gonna win the
races
nominee.
that couldn't get along.
Yeah.
It's like super glue.
Yeah, he's gonna win the Republican nominee.
Because see, Trump don't play by their rules.
I think not.
I think he is, man.
You want
He
to
didn't-
bet? You don't bet.
Yeah, we'll bet.
Oh, you gonna
Oh,
bet?
you'll bet on that.
We'll bet.
Wait,
Like I
Richard,
said,
write
our
it
money.
down.
We'll bet.
No money,
I
no
got a
money.
separate bet, too.
No
We'll
money,
bet.
just a bet.
I think DeSantis gonna win. Who do you think?
The nominee. I'm
I'm talking about the Republican nominee.
Yeah, and I ain't talking about president, but he gonna win. I think Trump's gonna win the
I
Republican.
think
nominee.
Trump's going to win it, and I think he's going to bring DeSantis as his vice president.
Gonna bring who?
Nah,
DeSantis.
Nah, he's too. He won't.
No, because they already
Well,
got
they
too
too-
much
they
blood
too-
already. He
yeah.
calling him all kind of names and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trump blames
the vice
DeSantis
president
for not
now
winning the
had
presidency.
words with Joe Biden back in the day.
Nah,
yeah, but
man,
he needed
Trump
her to
different.
win.
Yeah.
Trump don't need DeSantis, and
Yeah, it's not.
I think DeSantis
He blames
is gonna,
DeSantis for losing.
I think DeSantis is gonna win. Number one, because Trump got his hands full with legal stuff.
But he's beating it.
No,
He won't die.
So y'all don't think Pence gonna
Yeah,
wait to the
yeah.
last and throw his bid in?
Pence ain't got a chance in
You
here.
don't think Pence
I
gonna
don't
throw
think.
his
I
in?
He
don't
ain't got
think. I don't think
a
he's strong.
chance. He might throw
I
it
think
in.
Pence gonna throw
But
his
he ain't
in.
got a chance
But
in
I
here.
don't think they don't respect it. They don't think he's fine. They
Nah,
don't
I
think, they think he
think
ruined January 6th.
I think Democrats
You think he did?
They
and
think he did.
Biden. I think Democrats and Biden would prefer that Donald Trump won the nomination.
Right.
But I think DeSantis is thought amongst like some Trump supporters. He's thought to be a most sensible racist.
Man, I think there are a lot of them that are quiet, and that they were so close last time with Trump that if we just be a little bit more aggressive and do that, we can go get it again.
Well, I don't think they were close as even he claims it. Well, he claims he won, but I don't think it was close. My theory on that is, there's another theory I'm throwing out.
Gotcha.
The reason Donald Trump says the election was stolen, I know it was stolen. This is my theory now.
Mm-hmm.
When Putin and Russia helped him infiltrate the numbers when he won,
Yeah.
he didn't really win.
Right.
So in his mind,
'Cause
he's
Hillary
saying,
crushed the
I
popular
know it
vote."
can be done.
Right.
He can't say this, but in his mind, he's saying, I know it can be done
'Cause I did
that's
it.
how the hell I got in.
Right. Because Hillary crushed the popular vote. I mean, crushed him in the
She
popular
beat him
vote.
with the popular vote.
And then
they
electorals.
saw which electoral votes they needed, in my opinion. That's a theory.
Right.
So he's saying, don't tell me the system can't be infiltrated. How the hell you think I won?
I got a
Basically.
question to ask everybody on the panel because it's a small, it's a part of a state, but in the past election, like that little small part of a state carried like 11 or 12 electoral votes, and I'd never heard of that before. Like, I can't think of the name, but it carried 11 and it went Trump. Like, it just seemed like, and I thought I knew all 50 states.
The
but it
whole
was certain-
system is anti-democratic.
Oh, I agree.
When you come with
but
the
that one right there
electoral
carried a
votes,
whole lot of electoral
that
votes.
right there removes one man,
I
one
gotta go
vote.
back and look at that.
And so when they set the system up, it was racist.
Yeah. Thank God for Milwaukee.
Supposedly a democracy, I'm gonna go deeper than that, because the whole problem now with immigrants and stuff is because in a so-called democracy where supposedly the majority rules, the majority now is looking at not being in the majority if you keep letting immigrants come over here. If you keep letting immigrants come over here. And immigrants are usually Democrats, where the way the parties are set up now. I remember back in the day, black folk used to be Republicans, basically, now they. But usually, and then that's why a lot of the dissension goes on that is created in-house between minorities, black folk and Chinese, black folk and Mexicans. So, because if the minorities would stick together as a group, the minorities would be the majority.
Yeah.
And in a democracy, the majority rules.
Well, that's why they scared of that woke nation.
Well, that's another
That's
reason
why
why
they
they're trying to
scared.
make
But-
Washington a state, and because they know that if Washington become a state,
Right. I didn't know Indians were not allowed to vote.
huh?
I didn't
Indians
know
can't
that
vote.
either.
I didn't know that either.
Oh no, Indians, those the ones that are on those reservations or the ones that agreed, like the Winkrys agreed to casinos. No, they don't get a vote.
Oh
That's
wow!
part,
I
that's
didn't know
part,
that
that's
either.
part of it. Yeah, Indians
it's
don't
My
vote.
considered
thing is, when
independent
people
territory.
say that black people should all stick together, you still can't say all black people should vote one way or another.
I disagree.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why.
If everybody got a certain mentality to say we as black people gonna pull out of society and be entrepreneurs and run our own thing, then that's more on the Republican side of doing things.
No, brother. Whichever way, as a people, we decide that's the way we should go. When they come up with this divide and conquer stuff, when they be talking about think for yourself and all of that bullshit, see, if half of the black folk are Republicans and half of the black folk are Democrats, you back to square one. You
Yep.
don't matter because you
Don't
wash
matter.
each other out. So I'm not saying be Democrat or Republican. I'm saying whichever way the brains, and I ain't no political brain,
Right.
whichever way we decide as a people we gonna go, everybody need to get on that bandwagon.
And make them,
because if half of them-
and make them commit to us.
We all vote with Al Sharpton or
I pretty much
Jesse
would
Jackson?
vote. I pretty much would vote with Al.
With Al. Just let Al pick and be like this.
I pretty much. And I'm gonna tell you.
Right.
I'll tell you why on that.
Right.
All you can go on is what you hear in the media, and they're not gonna tell you everything. They can't.
Right.
So what I do is I look for somebody that I think I can trust, and I say, what is he saying? But if we listen to the divide and conquer people who say, think for yourself, all black folks shouldn't be voting this way or that way. If half of the black folk vote Republican and half of the black folk vote Democrat, you don't matter. You cancel each other out. You back to square one.
Right.
So
You got a
let's
third
decide which way we gonna go.
Right.
And then let's roll.
So
Yeah.
if Al Sharpton say let's go all Republican, you cool with that?
If Al Sharpton said that,
And have a list of demands,
and
yeah.
all of the rest of the black people basically thought that was the way to go, I'd go that way.
Yeah.
So what about
And
the
make
third
them meet our
problem?
demands.
Those that don't
You
vote at
gotta
all.
tell me why. I'm
All the
voting.
black people who don't vote at all.
Yeah,
Because I know a lot of them.
yeah,
They say it doesn't make a difference who they vote for.
yeah. You always gonna have that.
But that's not true though. Because if you don't vote, then what you think means nothing unless they're counting your votes.
If your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't be coming to our churches.
Say it again.
every
If the vote
election
didn't
trying-
matter, they would not be
I agree.
fighting
I'm
so
just
hard.
saying, you always
for
gonna have,
some
you
votes.
always gonna have some. You're gonna have a certain percentage of people.
They're gonna be at our
that
church
don't-
around election time.
That just don't vote.
That's the only
I mean,
time
that's
I'm
just the
voting.
way it is.
The only reason why I said that is because when I found out that next morning, like the rest of us, that Trump won,
Yeah.
I knew a lot of black people that said they didn't vote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why he won. 'Cause a lot of them
And
didn't
another
vote. They
reason
didn't
why he
vote.
I
won
agree.
because you had a whole lot of hillbillies coming out
However,
that didn't
hard,
normally
boy.
vote.
You're right
Yeah.
in one sense. In another sense, you're wrong because he lost the popular vote. So he lost the popular vote and still won the election.
There's a lot of older black people that only vote because they can't stand Trump. They don't necessarily like Biden or nothing. They just be like,
I can't stand
I just
Trump.
can't let
Yeah.
that crap.
Yeah.
I can't let that. I just can't
Right.
handle him
And then
talking on TV.
He ain't gonna win again.
You know.
He's not gonna win again.
Then
I'm
also
taking
the
bets.
popular vote, the electoral vote is supposed to be based on the popular vote. So the people, the politicians didn't vote the way the people wanted them to vote. If you're representing your state, your region, you're supposed to vote the way the people are telling you to do. That's one thing. They didn't do what they
I'm
were
gonna be honest
supposed
with you,
to do.
man. Hillary did not do herself any favors by picking the running mate that she picked. That's the only time I got worried when
Who
I
was
saw
her
her.
running mate? I
Thank
forgot.
you, right there.
Who was her running mate?
That's why she lost.
She picked what's the boy, the senator, whatever.
That's why
his
she
name was.
lost because you're
Yeah,
we're,
I mean,
I mean, I can see his
No, we
face,
gotta
but I
look
can't
at-
call his name. But
But I'm saying like the most she picked him. That's when I started. First I'm like, okay, Hillary's gonna make
so who
history.
you think she should have picked?
I think she should have did like how Biden reached back and got Bernie or somebody to be a vice president.
Bernie Sanders.
Man,
I agree.
she should have got Bernie. Because
Yeah,
at least Bernie would have gave people something to talk about. You would have had
the young people
she got
love
a Bernie.
Bernie. The young people love
She went and
Bernie.
got that dude, and everybody like, who in the world is that? And a lot of people feel like, oh, a lot of people
I
start
can see
believing
his
that
face,
she was
but I
going to
can't
be
call
the
his
locker
name.
up and the traitor type Hillary. Like when she went and got that guy that nobody heard of, some
Well,
people started believing in
First
that she was
place,
going to
I
trade.
don't think a former first lady should be running for president, but that's another whole subject. We'll be
but-
back.